Good morning, and thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a while since I was here last time, so very nice to be in Israel. I'm here representing a 3M company. We like to think of ourselves as a science-based company that has a DNA, sustainability in our DNA. I don't know how many of you are familiar with 3M company. Anybody heard of us? Yeah, quite a few hands are going up. Thank you. So I'll come back to that more, but what I wanted to say about 3M initially is that with the technology that we have, we do our best work working with our customers and creating solutions to their problems. And very often and more, that is into the space of CSR and sustainability. So we like to, when you look at the logo that we have, it's called Science Applied to Life. So I think that fits and resonates very well when you think sustainability and CSR. Our vision as well, 3M technology advancing every company, 3M products enhancing every home, and finally 3M innovation improving every life. So I hope that resonates, and again I think also aligns very well to being in the space of technology working on the sustainability and CSR. So for us, this is kind of our way of life. And I think when we are at our best is when we create the solutions with our customers. So we're not doing that just because it's right. I think it's also because you need to find your space and understand how you can solve solutions and be relevant. And by doing that, you're also improving your profit and growing your business. So for us, this is kind of our main space, so where we'd like to be. As a company, we are about 90,000 employees around the world. You may know about the Post-it note. It's not the only product that we have. We are also in the space of healthcare. We're in the space of security, industry, transportation, and more, we're connecting all those solutions in those different spaces through the digital solutions that we are also focusing on. A little bit about our history. So what is the journey of sustainability that we had in 3M? I've been with the company for quite a few years, and when I started the company, I also heard about it was mentioned here 3 Ps earlier, or 4 Ps. Our 3 Ps, when I started in the company, was all about our internal work for sustainability, actually. It was about pollution prevention pays. So before it became kind of a fashionable thing to talk about, we had it as an internal program to improve how we brought products to market using less energy, reducing our own waste. So over the period of the lifetime of this program, this is the blue dot that you see there with 2.1 million. This is the reduction that we had in our own gases into the atmosphere, reducing water waste and so on. So this for us has been kind of the evolution, the beginning of evolution for 3M in our journey around sustainability. The other part that you may know about 3M is about the innovation. So the green dot in the middle is something that has been an important part of our culture, which relates to our technical community, which is encouraged to spend 15% of their time on ideas that they have, that they believe in, that they can be passionate about, and we believe that innovation, when you think about this, it's not something you can mandate or just decide we want to innovate today. You need to give people the space and the freedom to innovate. And for us, this rule has really been important in also developing products that are important for the sustainability. Some examples on this is, for example, window films has been developed because of employees that believe passionately about solutions that you can apply films to windows and you reduce the heat coming in, but you let the lights through. So You can reduce your energy consumption by 30% by using those kind of products. The other thing that we are also proud of is when you look to the blue circle there, it says 300,000 hours spent on helping in the community. So we encourage our employees around the world to spend times in their community as part of our CSR program. Personally, this year I spent 2 weeks in India as part of a leadership program working with an NGO on actually improving or reducing pollution from sugarcane production. So very interesting, and also gave me something back. But it's part of the way we are, as a company, putting more focus on CSR also for our executives. So what is all that doing for us? Well, we have been recognized 16 times and been part of the Dow Jones Sustainability Index. And I think also the fact that I was invited here today is a sign that we're also recognized for the work that we're doing on CSR also in Israel. So thank you for that. A few other recognitions. So we're proud sometimes that we are recognized and people see the work we do. A couple of examples here around you know, there were some surveys in the US around high school students, for millennials, and one of the things that they were asked is, you know, what kind of company do you want to work for? How can you use your own skills to improve the world? And I noticed this also last year when I was responsible for hiring actually university students when they graduate into our service center in Poland. One of the things that they really appreciated was being, you know, coming into a company that has CSR on the agenda the way we do. And why is that important? Well, it's important because you compete for the talent with many other companies. And for us, this is a way to make sure that we have the right talent in the company. And, you know, in addition to the fact that it feels right and it's part of our values, it's also helping us to win because we can attract the right talented people. On the ethical side, it's not just about the compliance. One of the main reasons that we got the last award was because of our citizenship work, because of our sustainability focus and CSR. So this is, I think my point here is only that as a company, you like to do good things, but you also have to do it because it's right and it's also how you win in business. And one of the takeaways for us is that sustainability and CSR, it cannot forever stay a corporate initiative. It's something that you have to have ingrained in your business, in your departments, in your divisions, and not just at the corporate level. You need to bring it down into the operations. That's when, for us, this really works. One example of just a product, just to have some fun. We do not make tequila. That's not one of our products. But when you make tequila, there's a byproduct, which is a fiber from cactus. And this fiber is something that we were able to utilize to make a new and greener sponge. So we have a Scotch-Brite sponge, for example, that is produced with fibers from waste from producing tequila. So there are many ways that you can think about how to optimize use of resources. So it's not just about, you know, greenhouse gases and other things. So I thought that was kind of a fun example to use. Okay, where are we heading? And it was one of the questions I think here is, you know, how is our journey? Where are we going forward? What have we done? And I would like to just kind of mention the way that we set our own internal goals as a company. And it's about water. It was mentioned here as one of the key things, a resource for Israel. So our own internal consumption in our production is to reduce this in the next 10 years by 10%. reducing energy using in our factories by another 30%, and then that 1/4 of our energy is coming from sustainable, renewable sources. I also thought it was very interesting the presentation by Maxine from Intel that talked about the gender. I saw the boardroom from Japan. We have in our historical books from 3M, I don't know if you know what 3M stands for, but it's Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing. So we're from the Midwest in the US, and if you took a picture of our board going back 30 years, I would bet quite a lot that it is middle-aged American men. And if you think about that today, if we had kept that, I would bet I would never be here, because we probably wouldn't be as successful as a company. So my point is this. We are putting a lot of effort into improving our pipeline on diversity. So diversity is not just a gender, it's about cultures, it's about age. And what is really important for us, and this is also because it's right, but it's also because it's good business. If you don't have an organization that is reflecting the society that you serve, you will never be successful as a company. So how would 15 middle-aged American men, nothing wrong with that, but if that's all that is on your board, how would they pick up a global megatrend? How would they see something new in kind of the internet space or something like that? They would not happen. So for us, this focus on, and we call that part of our sustainability goals, is focus on education of different groups, and also in our recruiting of new talented people. So this is, I would say, the majority of the goals that we have set for ourselves. And with that, I hope you have some takeaways from that. And thank you very much for the invitation. Yeah.